So the first thing we're going to do is show you the drive we're going to be using, which is the CLD-S310, and we're basically going to use it as the machine where we put in the new laser assemblies that we repair. So I suppose the first thing we should do is really reassemble one of the laser assemblies with our new M-holders. So let's do that first. Okay, so these are the basic parts we're going to need, which is the laser assembly with the broken M-holder, or missing M-holder in this case, the actual laser part replacement, and the single-sided piece that'll go on it, so that it's designed for single-sided playback. So that little fella, oh, see, that's fallen off already. We'll put him in here. Okay, just pop him. Now it's ready for single-sided player drive. So that's ready now for single-sided machine. The dual-sided is a little bit different. It's a clip that goes on the side, and I'll show it to you now. Here it is. So this is the one for the dual-sided drives. This one is also broken and flapping in the wind, as you can see. So what we can do is we can take this off and put on a single-sided piece, which is basically take this back out, put it in here, single-sided, or I might have a spare one, and we could test the laser that way. But we'll just do it with this one for the moment, and hopefully we have results. Okay, so we'll take out our M-holder out of this little box with our two cogs on it. So there. Like I said, those cogs don't come with the part. You have to have them on your original M-holder. I apologise if there's a bit of steam in the picture. I'm down the workshop here, and it's not exactly a million degrees. I've managed to drop a screw. I've managed to turn on the heater behind me, which hasn't been working. So I might turn it back off again as a camaraderie to our friends who have no heating or can't afford heating. But I apologise if you see steam. I am working in a cold environment, and that's just the way it is. So okay, let's not worry about that. Right, so now we have our screws, now we have our M-holder, now we have our part. So we're now going to go ahead and assemble the tape on this just to stop it flopping about, because I hadn't got an M-holder. So that's that. The cogs are in the correct place. So small one goes up towards the motor, big one goes down towards the rail. So this is your motor, this is your motor face. So basically you have to take out the motor gently. So that's it. That's actually a very nice fit so far. I'm very happy with that. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to screw in the two smaller screws into here and here first before you do the ones down here. If you do these first, you won't be able to get the two in up here. So these two are first. Okay, so we're going to put in the first screw. Just gently put it in. Now, as the man says, hand tight. Don't over tighten this. You don't have to like go a big Torx driver out. You don't need that. Just enough, just as it's tight. And that should be more than enough. It's going in there nicely. I've had it where I've been putting these in and the M-holder was broken as I was doing this. So it's quite interesting to have a brand new M-holder. The longer ones then, one goes in here. It's interesting to have a new M-holder, that's for sure. Or any M-holder, to be honest with you. But oh, my watch is in the way there. Or to have a new one at all is great. See, so it's going in down there, okay. And then the other screw goes in here at the front. Now the black M-holders, the more modern update to the grey ones, I have never seen them in any of the CLD-D925s that I've actually used or basically taken apart. I am presuming that they're in the 909 and 919, or maybe some of the American models, but any of the machines I've seen, I've never seen it. So that's all in place. You can move the worm gear to see what's moving. If you just look there very, very carefully, you'll see that it's moving. So a little bit of lithium grease. So we're shaking our little can. So a little bit here. We're shaking our can. Does that mean something else? Okay, so that's in there. Oh, also you want to put a bit in here because that might need cleaning. But just put a bit in there because that's where our slider bar is going to be, and it's going to need to be greased up. So that's okay. So that's now ready to go. Oh, actually, this one mightn't work because I think it's been fiddled with. Oh dear. Yeah, I haven't tested it, but I have a funny feeling that one is actually going to be a problem. because the green goo I was telling you about is actually not here anymore. It's been taken off it. As you can see on this one here, the green goo is still in place. So I'm wondering, is this, do you know what it could be actually? I have one there that says DOA, and this one with the marked line on it. I think this is the one that was in the CLD-D925 that had the fault, where the disc wouldn't read properly. So I have a funny feeling I've actually got no working lasers. So the last video was a lie, absolute lie. It was false news. Well, the good news is I found the other screw. It was in my shoe. So that's that mystery solved. That's me now hitting on the ground. You might hear the noise of puddle splashing as well. Again, it'll be the water on the floor. So what we have is two lasers, I think, that are totally knackered. I think we'll give this one a go anyway, just the crack. This little pot has been moved. The glue is gone. This little fella here, you can see that the glue is still in place. I've marked it with a line. I'm not sure if I marked it with a line to indicate that this one reads this but not very good, or it's been marked with a line, and this is the one that was giving me trouble. So the other one that said DOA, up here in the box we have, this one here is good. Okay, that's actually a good one. Maybe we just change that to a new M holder anyway, or just leave. I don't like taking it off, I don't need it, so that one's working, you know. Well, I think it's working. I'm presuming it's working. I'm going to presume here. This is the one that we think might be off the DVD part of the machine rather than the laserdisc assembly part of it. And then we have the DOA one, which is down here. This one here says DOA, dead in arrival. See the laser? Laser's bouncing okay. I've written DOA in it though. I don't know why I did that. And again, the pot hasn't been moved. So I don't know why I have that down as dead and the pot hasn't been moved, whereas that one there, the pot has been moved and it's not listed, it's not marked, and there's no line on it. So I don't know why that is. That doesn't make much sense. We put this in the drive anyway, and we just basically show you how it's done. Might as well, we've gotten this far, and we'll just see what happens. If this one doesn't play, what we do is just take this piece off, put it onto this one here, and see if we get any playback. We should get some playback with that one, and maybe that's what we'll do. And at least we'll have one of them somewhat working, and we'll be able to do, sort of salvage this video to some description. So what we'll do now is, with the magic of TV and editing, we will basically make the laser drive appear in front of you, like this. Boing! And there it is. So this is what we looked at before. Now you might notice on the top I have black M holder written on it. That was to let me know that there was a black M holder in it, just in case you wonder. So I will take the cover off this, and we'll have a look inside, we'll have a look at that black M holder. This will be interesting to see that, I suppose, considering we've talked about the black M holder and what does it look like. Okay, so don't do this unless you know what you're doing, or unless you want to die. So what I mean by that is that if you open up a machine, you're basically saying to the person who sold you the machine that you don't mind getting electrocuted. So the most dangerous part of the drive is obviously over here where the power is, but you still want to be very careful when you're in here that you don't go and fiddle with things and break stuff. So I'm just going to take the top bar off of this with the correct screwdriver, which might actually work with this one, I'm not sure. Yes, it does. So it allows us to get in and have a look at that laser assembly. You don't really need to take this off if you're changing the laser assembly. You can actually do it without it, because you can actually get the screwdriver down this hole here and take out the bar. But for the purposes of actually showing you guys the black M holder and the little laser assembly in here, I'm going to take it out. There you have it. So that's the black laser assembly. So this is the more modern laser assembly, but of course we're still on the older style laser. So, you know, the newer ones seem to have a different worm gear here as well. Again, those black ones, but again, I'm not too sure whether, I can't really verify that. But I suspect that that belongs to the DVD set of things rather than the laserdisc end of things. But interesting that this piece here is also different on the black ones. So that black M holder is up, most likely off one of those two that you've seen that aren't working anymore. So to take this laser assembly out of here, it's basically, you have to remove this screw, which is right here. So just basically undo that screw, Once you undo that screw, that bar is now free. It's much easier to take the laser assembly out of a single-sided drive than it is the dual-sided players. So all you got to do now is basically you can lift the assembly out, bar and all. Now, you out there might recognise this little fella. Look at that. So this is one that I basically repaired. So basically what happened was the motor had sheared off, and I repaired the cable from here over to the thingamajig, the little ribbon, and what do you know, it actually plays back, it actually works, and the picture's okay. And to prove that the picture's okay, while I was making the last video, what I did was I actually played back 15 years of Pioneer on this drive and a couple of other PAL discs. I have recorded them, and at the very end of this I will upload. So I'll be uploading this video, and then I'll be uploading a video of this laser playing back those videos. The first thing you have to do is you have to lift up this piece. See where it's up at the moment? You have to lift that up so when the cable goes in it will clip in and sit nicely. That's the first thing you have to do. Once you've done that, then you can grab the cable, which is down here. Okay, hope you can see that. And then you're basically putting that in there and pushing it down nice and firm. So now that's in place and not going anywhere. It's very straightforward to do. Just make sure you pull up that little clip. You can then go ahead and replace the bar like so. We've already greased that up. So you're gonna now have to get the bar into, see down here? That's my big finger. See here? So the bar goes in here first, and then basically you just let it drop down gently onto the rail into the back. Okay, so what you got to make sure of is that the clip at the side is underneath. So the clip on the side is the little plastic guide that's on here on the left hand side. Well, actually it's not on this one, and yet there it was playing back okay, because it doesn't need it, you see. Once this is basically at the right level, the laser is aligned and it'll play back. It's the piece of plastic we put in here at the start of the video. Basically what it does is it's basically stopping the laser assembly from lifting up into the air and dancing about, but you don't actually, in inverted commas, need it. So if you were to use a dual-sided one and a single-sided drive, provided you don't turn it upside down, you're going to be pretty okay. So basically this little mechanism now is underneath the steel. So our little clip that we put on the side here, the little, sort of, white clips everywhere, is basically putting the underneath here, underneath this piece of steel. So the last thing you have to do now is put that screw back in at the very top of the bar. So the screw at the top is this little flat fella. Say that, quickly. 3 little flap fellas. My arms are right in the way of the picture there. I know they are, and I just can't get them out of the way. So let me just go around this side, and hopefully I can get them out of the way to show you. So that goes in. That was perfect. That goes in there, like that, nice and gentle. Diddly 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 diddly. Lovely. So just see how that's hitting. That's okay. You can then move the you can actually move the worm wheel if you like, just to see if she moves. It does move. So I'm just going to turn it on now with no thing on top, and we should have movement and life. On top is the cover and obviously the bar. If you try to play a disc with it as it is, it won't clamp it, and it might even start spinning it. You never know. Let's just turn it on then and see what happens. So it should at least turn on. Yep. So there we are. It's now going to try to read a disc, which you can't see. Now what we can do is we can actually put a disc in right now without trying to play it and see if it actually picks up the disc. You never know your luck, so we're going to try it. So we've got little trouble in Big China. We got big trouble in Little China. Big trouble in Little China? Big trouble in Little China. Okay, don't put that in. Just close the drawer and see if you can see the disc. No disc, doesn't see it. So that's telling you that laser is banjoed, as I was saying already, which I figured it was, which is unfortunate, but there you go. at least we put the M-holder onto this particular laser, but I figured it was banjoed anyway. So what happened was that pot has been manoeuvred or moved, and that has caused it to be banjoed. Isn't that a lovely rainbow colour there? Look at that. That's beautiful. Remove the disc from the top and put the disc back in again, look. Without having to worry about anything. Look at that. Oh yeah. Nope. Still doesn't see it. That's unfortunate. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll put the new laser assembly on the dead one over here, or the blue one over here. I suspect that one, like I said, reads disc, but just doesn't do a very good job of it. But we put it onto that one for the moment. At least we know it's got some sort of life. So we'll do that. So bear with me. Okay, it's a little bit of the old rinse and repeat. To take off that dual-sided piece, you just basically take the clip off the back, pull forward, and off it comes. That's it. Getting off the other one, the single-sided one, will prove to be a little bit more tricky. So, like I said, we don't need it at the moment, and we would need it if we're going to leave this laser in here for protection of the laser assembly, or if we're going to go throwing it about the place. But I don't generally throw the machines around the place, so I think we're okay. So we're going to take the assembly off this one and put it onto this one. And by the power of TV magic, it's going to be on there, right? Voila, there it is. So that's now on this one. So this should be reading a laser disc, but I think it's a bit rough. Not that sort of rough. So let's now put this laser assembly back in the drive. And there we have it. It's now on that one. So we're going to put the power back on. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to put that disc back in again and see if it sees it. And if it sees it, ah, yeah, mother, ow, that hurt. Good thing that wasn't on camera. Just a little electric shock. I see if it works, see if it reads the disc. If it does read the disc, we'll then put the top bar back on, and we'll sorry, and we'll see if it'll play it back. So we'll just oh yeah. Okay, we'll just put the disc in first, see if it actually sees it. Oh, hold on. What the heck was that all about? That's interesting. I've never seen that before. So okay, right. See if it reads the disc. Yep, it sees as a laser disc. So now it sees the disc, so I'm going to put the top clamp back on. Okay, so you join us back here, so we're going to basically turn the drive back on. See if it still reads the laser disc. It still says it's an LD in the drive, so I'm going to basically bring the camera down a little bit so we can see the front of the player. Now we can see the front of the player. I'm going to hit the play button, see if it can play it. Picture and sound will be in a minute. See if it actually picks it up first. It's happy enough, so I'm going to go across a few chapters. That's picking that up nicely. Okay, so this is a nifty little device. So we can actually go into the video. Turn around there. There we are. AV in. We have picture. We do. There we are. Laser disc can play. Let's see what we get here. Doing this because I haven't got my screen. My two lads have sequestered it for their Nintendo Wii. Now you see the way it's all broken up. It's because that laser is basically not in the best of shape.
What I'd like to do today.
We showed this before, this laser actually.
Your version of what happened.
You mean the truth?
Of course. First, just state your name and your occupation for the record.
Oh. H. We're out this hatch and back up the cables. That sound like a brilliant idea or what?
Jack, the cable is 3 stories high and covered with grease trap.
Exactly. It's real.
And what we do now is we'll just play the CAV side of the disc because we'll see if the picture's any different. Sometimes they'll read that side of the disc better, of course. But let's just find out. And we're going to take the audio off actually, that way we won't get a flag. Can't get a flag if they can't hear you. yeah, again, the same problem. If you look there, you bring it in. If I can get the zoom button there, and there it is. See, everything's all jumping, see? That's a problem with the laser. See? See that the stotches are sort of, you know, lumps are coming out of them. That's a problem with the laser. Nice, isn't it? Okay. What we'll do is we'll actually, on the one that's this one here, the one that I repaired with the old, I'm gonna put this piece onto it, and the reason being is that, you know, I might as well look after it and have it working right. So that just goes in there. That's it. Now at least when we put it back in the drive, it's actually got something to hold on to. And what I'll do now is this one here that says DOA, I'm gonna put the M-holder onto that and just see if it is actually DOA, or did I put that on it. I don't think so, but just to make sure, just to verify, why not? To take off this again, nice and simple, just pull that clip out of there. That's it, she's off. Okay, so I tried the CAV side and I gave a P5 error, so let's try the CLD side, the long play side. Sounds positive, but trying to play, trying to play, trying to play, trying to play, trying to play. Oh, P5 error. Can't focus. So that's basically banjoed. It is DOA.